A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant move that underscores the Trump administration's focus on Central America, newly appointed Secretary of State Marco Rubio is set to embark on his first overseas trip, visiting Panama, Costa Rica, Guatemala, and other nations in the region. This trip, expected to take place in early February, comes at a time when immigration and national security are at the forefront of U.S. policy discussions. The State Department spokesperson, Tammy Bruce, confirmed the upcoming trip, highlighting that it represents a commitment to engaging with neighboring countries to address critical issues such as migration, economic growth, and regional security. Rubio's visit to Panama is particularly noteworthy as it coincides with President Trump's controversial claims regarding the Panama Canal. During his inaugural address, Trump asserted that the U.S. would be reclaiming control of the canal, alleging that it is currently under Chinese influence. This statement has drawn sharp rebukes from Panamanian officials, with President José Raúl Mulino firmly stating that the canal remains under Panamanian sovereignty. The canal, originally constructed by the U.S. in the early 1900s, was handed over to Panama in 1999 under a treaty signed by then-President Jimmy Carter. The backdrop of this diplomatic mission is a broader strategy by the Trump administration to curb immigration from Central America. Rubio is expected to engage with leaders in these nations to establish agreements aimed at facilitating the deportation of nationals back to their home countries. This initiative is part of a larger immigration policy that has seen executive actions signed by Trump to increase deportations and designate certain gangs and cartels as terrorist organizations. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz emphasized this point during a recent interview, stating that the administration is committed to combating criminal gangs that threaten U.S. cities. As the first Latino Secretary of State, Rubio's appointment has generated significant interest across Latin America, where leaders see an opportunity to strengthen ties with the U.S. under a diplomat who has personal connections to the region. His history of public criticism towards communist and socialist governments adds another layer of complexity to his role as a diplomat in a region often characterized by political instability and economic challenges. The visit to Central America is not just about immigration. It is also about addressing the economic and social issues that drive migration. Many Central American countries, including Guatemala and El Salvador, are grappling with high levels of violence, poverty, and the impact of climate change, all of which contribute to the surge in migration toward the U.S. Rubio's discussions are expected to focus on how the U.S. can assist these nations in addressing their domestic challenges to reduce the pressure for their citizens to migrate. While the specifics of the conversations regarding the Panama Canal remain unclear, the Trump administration's rhetoric has raised tensions in the region. The Panamanian government has reacted strongly to Trump's claims, asserting their sovereignty over the canal and rejecting any notion that it could be reclaimed by the U.S. This diplomatic tension will likely be a topic of discussion during Rubio's visit, as he seeks to reassure Panamanian leaders of the U.S.'s commitment to partnership rather than confrontation. In summary, Marco Rubio's upcoming trip marks a critical juncture in U.S.-Latin America relations, as the new Secretary of State aims to address pressing issues of immigration, economic cooperation, and regional security. As he embarks on this diplomatic mission, the eyes of both the U.S. and Central America will be watching closely to see how these discussions unfold and what implications they may have for future relations between the nations involved. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.